Welcome back to Freedom Algo, everybody. Sorry, my mic got weird for a second. I had to stop talking for a second to make sure it wasn't all bugged out. Welcome back, everybody. My name's Nick Bannock. Glad to have you here. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Good morning. Good to see Daryl in the chat. Good to see Howard. And yes, today is the day that we go for 5K subscribers. I feel like we're getting trolled at this point. So we got a really small stream goal for the beginning here. 5K subscribers. We need 4 more subscribers to hit our stream target. What's up, DOS? So the first goal of the day is, of course, 5K subscribers. Hey guys, I'm going to try something real quick. Bear with me 1 second. I just need to check something on the stream real fast. So just bear with me 1 second. Good to see you, Tracy. Good to see you, Ken. And I'm going to look at something real quick before I get into all the price action. I just got to check something. There's something here that I got to look at real quick. So just bear with me a moment while I take a look at this. I gotta move some stuff around for a second here. Howdy, howdy. So it might look a little funky for a second. Giant Nick on the screen here. Just give me a minute. I just want to see if this works the way that I think it will. Giant Nick. I'm gonna move myself in a second, fam. I gotta move myself. All right, it worked. Okay, cool. It worked. All right, so now I can go back to normal. Let me just double check. I wanted to make sure that if I adjust on the stream, that it doesn't. Obi-Wan hair goals. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. But yeah, I didn't have to. I had to do something right before the stream started, real quick. I was in a trade, and then it was a whole thing. So just give me a second, because I'm just watching the stream, and there's a slight lag on it for me. So I want to see. Okay. Wow, there's actually a bigger delay than I expected. That is crazy. I don't always watch the I don't always watch that, but it's crazy how big of a delay you guys get compared to what is happening in real time. It's not, I mean, it's not huge, but it's probably a good 15-20 seconds, I think. Something like that. You could probably tell just by the counter at the top, because it counts down in seconds. So that's just kind of how it goes. Yeah, I know that most of you knew it, but yeah, for me it's like crazy, like, to actually see it, because I'm sitting here talking about something, watching the screen, and I'm like, well, man, I said that like 20 seconds ago. All right, let me get back here. Good morning, Obi-Wan Jacoby. Good morning, Danny. This guy over here just ain't right. Just ain't right. What the heck? Connection was lost temporarily. It's back. Just ain't right over here. Alright. I trade the ES. So if you look at the top left here, you'll see ES 925 contract, 2000 tick chart. That's what I trade. How about you? Just ain't right. What do you trade? Obi-Wan with the hair goals. Howard, you know what's going on around here. You know what's going on. No, DOS, I don't have it all ready yet. I got a temporary solution until I get it ready. But I just want to make it so that when we do that, that I can get that I can be bigger on the screen, because I just think it's funny. So I just set up like a second thing for it. There it is, right there. We're gonna There you go. The stream, the large Nick. All right. Hey, Asenya. Asenya, good to have you here. Good to have you here. What do you mean, Asenya? Discord live is better. Let me know what you mean there. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by Discord live? You talking about our live chat throughout the session? Let me know what you're talking about. Let me know what you're talking about, because I'd like to hear what you mean. Or do you mean streaming on Discord? See, I like streaming on YouTube better. I like it a lot better. Jackie, good to see you. Dr. Footballhead, nice. Yep, exactly. About 20 seconds, it looks like. All right, just you started trading ES, then you moved to NQ because of the movements. You've been struggling, so you might go back to the ES. Look, here's the thing. People love NQ because it has huge volatility, but that comes with a lot of problems. The ES is just more reliable. The other thing is, if you're trading with a cash account, you can trade 2 ES contracts for $1,000. Like NinjaTrader charges you $500 to enter an ES contract trade. So you can trade 2 with 1,000. NQ is 1 contract per 1,000. So you can literally trade 2 ES contracts for every 1 NQ contract on a cash account. So that's a big difference. So you don't really need a huge movement to make a lot of money on the ES. Also, the tick values are $12.50 instead of $5. So does the NQ move further and more aggressively? Yes. But there's ways to make the ES pretty much like almost the same without all the drawbacks. So there you go. Yeah, I like OBS. You know, it's been pretty good to me. It's been pretty good. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying, Asenya. Yeah, I mean, there's no delay on Discord and all that, but that's like the thing. Like I'm gonna keep doing YouTube because that's just the way that we get people to like find us, learn about us, everything. Like if I was just doing Discord, nobody would ever find us because it would just be whoever's in the Discord. So I like doing it on YouTube because it gives us a chance to do that. Then the video's out there for people to watch after. They can learn from it. There's just a lot more positives to doing it on YouTube. But that's also why in the group, in the paid community, I do Zoom calls sometimes, and I do them at least once a week because there's no lag there, and then we can actually talk to each other because that's a lot better too. And yeah, you can do that on Discord, but I just like doing it on Zoom because then I can like have it all documented. Like then in here, you can come in here, you can go into the classroom, and the Zoom calls are all recorded and put in here. It's way convenient. Gives us a way to talk to each other easy. There's a lot of tools involved with it too. Like I have that AI tool that takes notes on the calls. So there's just a lot of benefit to doing that. And then of course the price action course is in here. If anybody doesn't know, you want to learn more about me, and hey Matt, good to see you. You can come in here, go to the link tree. You can learn about what I do. It's $99 a month to join the paid community. And this is where you can go through my entire course, learn my entire strategy. It's all in here. You can see everything is included. And then of course in the community, I post throughout the trading session in the morning, my live chart updates. And also I post them in the Discord so that we can communicate with each other. Now, sometimes we catch ones like this. Like here was a trade that I took this morning. I was able to actually get the screenshot before it filled my order. You can see it tapped my order. So before it filled my first take profit, I was able to get the screenshot off in time. And then you can see that then there was a runner. I ended up getting out of this like up here somewhere. Because a second entry short formed. So I got out there. But yeah, you can see that all throughout. And I'll go through all the trades here. And then of course there's a free trading Discord and everything else is in there. So let's get into some of these trades real quick. All right. Hey, think of it like this, fam. You know, like these YouTube live streams and everything, this is all like free, you know? So there's like free comes at a slight cost. There's ads on YouTube and all that sort of stuff. That's just the way it is. I mean, that's just the way it is. But it's like YouTube is our best way of getting out there. So hopefully that all makes sense to everybody. Let me know what you think. Okay, cool. So we're trying to get to 60 likes today. Stream goal, 60 likes. So if you haven't liked it already, please give the stream a like. And we're trying to get 4 more subscribers so we can get to 5K subscribers. Drinking some green tea. Let me know what you're drinking. All right. So here we go. This morning we had a range. This top blue line was originally my range highs. And what I did here was had this come down. Now, this was an interesting spot this morning because as the price was coming down, and these purple areas are just a couple of little news data releases or whatnot. Thanks for smashing the like, fam. Thanks for smashing the like, everybody. So right here, we came down. We had a pullback. And let me zoom in a little bit. We had a first entry long right here. It's hard to see it, but there's a first entry long there. And then it pulls back. And this is actually a second entry long. And it's a nice candle. In most cases, I would actually want to take a long here. The only reason I didn't is because this down channel was still in play. You don't have a close outside. Now, if this down channel looked more like this, like if it was like this, and this was a close outside and a new low, then I'd say take it. But I don't believe that's the correct channel. I believe the channel was actually like this. So you can't take that trade. So you really need like either a new low or a higher low that's aggressive. There is a higher low here, but you can't take that one either because it's just too sideways there. It's not really, it's already moved pretty far. So it's moved pretty far to take it as a higher low. But right after this, we get a first entry short, second entry short that fails. We're not looking for a failure there, but we are looking for a triple test. And you can see we tested this area once, twice, 3 times. This is like a 4th test, and it's a higher low triple test. So that one I liked, and that's the trade I just showed you screenshots of that I took this morning. And it was before the market opened. It was like 7 minutes before the market opened. And that was a nice one. And you could trail the runner. You get a nice runner here. And you could exit up here. So basically, when the second entry short formed, you could exit your runner right there. And that's a pretty nice move because you enter 1 tick above this bar. So you get, what is that, 6.25 points. You get basically 6 points there on your runner. Really nice setup to start the day. So that was a nice trade. I was tempted to just be done for the day there, to be honest with you, because it was just like such a nice like way to start. Excuse me. But yeah, anyway. All right, and then I got a question here. So Daryl, you're saying, so with the number of tests of that triple test level, was I confident the downtrend wasn't going to get another test? Yeah, I was pretty confident here, and that's why I took it and marked it as a blue. Because here's the thing. If you look at it like this, right? If we're going to get a new low, it's going to happen here on this move most likely. Because now you have a first entry short, second entry short, and it fails. And not that you're looking for a failure there. It's a little sideways and congested right here. However, when it tests the level there, if it's not going to make a new low, it usually reverses aggressively. So that's why I like that one. And also, there was the possibility that I'm slightly wrong and that the trend is like this. There is this possibility that this was a close outside. It was one of those ones that was really close, right? I think that the trend, I played it like this. So that's why I didn't mark this. I played it like this. But there's a possibility that that's it. And when it rejected the lows and closed back inside the range, I knew we had a strong range on our hands. Because we closed here, we rejected down here and closed inside. And this move went all the way down here and rejected all the way back up. That looks like rejection to me. So it means that there's a lot of support down here. So when we come back and test it and get a perfectly bullish bar, like basically no stem on top, just perfectly bullish, that opens here, pushes down, rejects, and then closes on its high, that's so bullish to me that it looks like rejection of the lows. So I think that it's safe to take the trade there. Also, you don't have a lot of room to need to get to your scalp. Like, you really, like this high right there is where you need it to go to get to your scalp. So I think you're going to get that there. So that's the way I saw it. I think it's a safe trade. You might argue it's a green, but I think it's a blue. All right, so then it comes up. There's a second entry short here, but it's not off of anything, and we didn't fill the gap. So I didn't like that one. I didn't take it, but that's where I played the exit of the runner. Let's see. Oh, Asenya, where did you hit a stop loss? Let me know what timestamp you're talking about, so I know. Unless you're talking about right now in real time, let me know. Let me know, and I'm curious to talk about it. Because I'd love to go over the trade if you have it. So just Let me know the timestamp and time zone that you're talking about, and I'll take a look and see what the setup was. All right. I'm looking, just ain't right, I already said this. I'm looking at the 2,000 tick chart. 2,000 tick, it's up here. So every single candlestick is 2,000 trades. It's not a regular time frame. Every candlestick is 2,000 trades, and then it prints a new one. They print roughly, like in the market open, they're printing like every like 30 seconds or so right now. Or they were earlier. Every 30 seconds, maybe every minute, just depends. All right, then it comes down. You get a first entry, second entry long, but you're not really looking to take a long here. So you just got to wait. And you can see it fails. I don't know if this one succeeds or not. Yeah, there's enough room for a scalp there, but I didn't mark this as a possibility. It is a pullback first entry, pullback second entry long. I don't think you want to take a long there. You're sort of in no man's land at the time. You know, you don't really have a low. Now, when it fails temporarily and then puts this low in, and then you get this equal low, you can treat this like a higher low, and this is going to trap a bunch of shorts who tried to short right here because it makes an equal low and goes up. So I looked at this like pullback first entry, pullback second entry long, failure, but then the people who went short, they get trapped, and then it creates an equal low, which is a higher low, and they're all these shorts are stuck right here. So I think you could take that one. It's not perfect, but it's there. I wouldn't call this a triple test or anything. It's not off the lows of the range, but it's there. It then runs up, and it makes this new high. Now, it breaks through this level, and so then I thought the range high might be up here. I had some different levels marked. This could have been a failed breakout, so this level was kind of coming into play too. It comes down. We do get a close outside and a new low right here, but it's just a first entry long. I don't think you want to long that yet because this blue line was the previous range high that I had drawn, and you can see that you don't have enough room to get a scalp there. You might get trapped if you try to take a long there, so I don't think that's a valid setup. Then there's a short here that you don't want to take this either. There's a second entry long here, but you're stuck at this level that was the previous range high, so I don't think you want to enter anything here. Does the long work? Yes, but again, you don't want to take this because if you measure the second entry long, again, there is enough room there to the high. I just think it's a little bit dicey though. I think it's a little dicey to take it. It's just a little sideways here. It is a higher low, second entry long. Maybe there's some reasons to like this trade. Maybe. I just think that like it's playing with fire a little bit. Does it look like it's trapping the shorts? Yes, it does look like that. So, I don't know. I guess we could mark it, but I didn't take this because in real time, I thought that, like, it wasn't really the best setup. But I think at the time, I need to make sure I didn't measure that wrong because I thought that at the time it was off. Let me see. Oh, no, you do have enough room there for a scalp. So you have enough room to get 4 ticks to that high. So, actually, it's probably okay. I thought that we needed an extra tick there, but we don't. So that's actually fine. Okay, Asenya, triple test at 9/11 New York time. 9/11 New York time. That would be like 6/11. I don't see a triple test there. Are you saying that you tried to go like this and take this as a short? Is that what you mean? As a triple test short? If that's the case, I don't see that as a valid setup here. I don't think you're really looking to go short here right after you just bounced from the lows of the range. Even though you are thinking you might get a new low, we're playing the range here and we just came off the lows, so it's risky to take a short there, in my opinion. And this is just such like a little doji lower high, so it ends up coming up like a tick or so and then reversing. This is too congested also. When you really look at this, you know that you have congestion because the third bar, your entry bar, is a doji, and it's 3 stacked up bars sideways. It's really 4 bars stacked up sideways, so that looks like congestion, so I don't want to take that right there necessarily. Whereas here, when you go long, even though it was a breakout of the bottom of congestion, it fails, and it's probably going to fail out the top, and you got room to those highs. So that's the way I looked at that. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, let me go back over here. So now finally this does go higher. You get basically a double top type of setup here, and it just fails, but I don't think you can take anything there. It is a second entry short here. This is a new low. first entry, second entry short, but I don't think you want to take that. So you just kind of have to skip that one. All right, let's see here. Now, everybody that's in here, please smash the like if you haven't done so already. We're trying to get to 60 likes today. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We are 4 subscribers away from our goal of 5K. So let's get there. So definitely do that. Let's get cruising here. So this breaks down. We get a close outside. Now we do get a failed second entry long here. You have this new high, pullback, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, failure. So that's a decent one. It's where you want there to be a failure. You are thinking we're probably going to at least test this low or this low. So you got room there. So if you took that, it's a little trap. For all the longs are trapped there. So it's a decent one. I like this one better though, because now we come down and we bounce off this level again and we get a really nice triple test with a really bullish bar. And it looks like rejection off the lows again. So I like that one. It's the downtrend played out. So really nice setup. Then we come up. There's a failure here, but that's not where I want to find a failure, and it's too sideways, so you can't take any of this. It runs up. You get a close outside here. It then moves up, but this isn't the most convincing close. So then when it does come up here, you get one leg up, second leg up, and then you get this here. So you get close outside, new high, pullback, another equal high, and then another equal high that breaks down. So you can treat this like a lower high. Now I actually took this short. It's a little more advanced because you are above the range, but I thought we'd probably come down and test it, and you can see it does. You don't want to take this lower high here because it's already moved too far, and it's too sideways at that point, but this is a good setup right here. And then this breaks down, and now we're bouncing off of the range highs. So you can see we bounce off of it here and here. So that's interesting because that's a couple of tests, but I don't think you want to take any of this yet. I think you got to just be patient now. This is the high of the day right here, so we'll see what happens. All right, let's see. Druv, nah, I don't trade gold, so it's like I don't trade gold futures or whatnot, so like it would be totally like I used to trade NQ and I used to trade crude oil. And so that would be easier for me to look at for people, and because I understand the chart a little bit better, and I'm familiar with the price action a little more. And same thing with like crypto, but I don't really like to pull up a bunch of other charts because what I'm focused on is showing people how to scalp trade the ES. So I don't really want to pull up gold because I'm not going to trade that, and people here aren't really gold traders. Now price action works on pretty much everything. But I don't think it's really something I want to even analyze right now. So I'm going to avoid that one for now. Just because, again, like, yeah, I could look at it. I could do that. I would do that if you were in the paid community and we were on one of the Zoom calls and you wanted me to do that and we had some time, then I would. But I don't want to do that on here because then I got to like pull up that chart and do all the stuff. I don't even know what tick value is good. It's just like, I don't even want to look at it. Matt. No, this right here is not a good failure because to me, it's just sideways and we're not really looking for a long or a short right here. You see what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a first entry, second entry short failure and it is a bullish bar right here, but it's just 2 tests. It's not really a triple test off this level. You know, could you take it? Yeah, you could, but I don't think it's a sure thing. It's not really my ideal setup there. I just don't think so. If it was a triple test, then maybe. But I like failures to form. If I'm taking a failed second entry short, I usually want it to be clearly above the EMA. If I'm taking a failed second entry long, I want it to be below the EMA on more of a trend type move. Or in a reversal area. This isn't really a reversal area. This is like, we might break back in here. Like this thing could easily have made a lower high right here. Like this bar right here could have made a lower high and this thing could have dumped. So then it would have actually been a second entry short with a lower high. So I don't love that. It's also not exactly a failure because it makes an equal low here. So it's a first entry, second entry short that makes an equal low. So you actually would reset your count there. So I don't really think it is even really that much of a failure. So that's how I would look at that. If you haven't done so already, please smash the likes and definitely subscribe, because we only need 4 more subscribers to hit our target. This is crazy. I feel like we're getting trolled. We were getting so many subscribers. Now I just feel like we're getting trolled. Oh, and Asenya, I forgot to tell you or remind you, just if you haven't gotten a chance yet, go check out the recorded Zoom call from yesterday, because I answered some questions that you had in the paid community. And then if anyone doesn't know, check out the link tree. It's in the chat. It's also in the description. You can get access to my paid community. It's $99 a month. And this is where you can learn everything that I do every single day. There's real-time learning because I post all the chart updates in here. You can see that there's 28 posts in here throughout the morning session. So this is all the chart updates. You can see earlier when I took this trade, we posted that trade and how, like, what I was looking for there. You know, all that stuff. So you can learn in real time. There's a calendar of our events, when we have our YouTube schedule, when we have our weekly calls. That all gets recorded and put out in here. And then the full course is all in here. Everything is in here. And then if you want to check out the free stuff, go to YouTube. You can go to the videos, and you can see here that we have this course. It's a pretty nice course. It's about 4 hours long. It's actual sections from my paid course. So definitely check that out. I also have a NinjaTrader setup guide to do the free version of NinjaTrader, free version of all the stuff that's on the chart, how to set it up. I have a couple of paid toolbars that come up here. I talk about those in the course. They come from Pat's Trading on YouTube. That's where I got the toolbars. So that's all in there. But yeah, anyway. Also, there's a free trading Discord in there if you want to check that out and ask any questions. Druv, can you trade NQ from India? I have no idea. I don't know what the rules are in other countries, but I don't trade NQ anyway. I trade the ES, which is up here. ES 2000 tick chart. But can you trade NinjaTrader from India? I simply don't know the answer to that. I don't know. And thanks whoever it was that just subscribed. I appreciate you. We only need 3 more to hit our stream goal so that we can just get to 5K. We were trying to get there yesterday and we were getting trolled. We just lost a subscriber. Come on, fam. How are we going to gain one and lose one? I swear we're getting trolled. I swear we're getting trolled. Oh, man, that's too good. That is too funny. All right, well, we still need 4 subscribers to hit our goal. So we're trying to get to 5K subscribers. Shout out to whoever it was that subscribed. And then whoever unsubscribed, well, such is life. And then we're looking to get 60 likes today. We are way off. There's 41 of you in here. Smash up those likes. Yeah, thank you, Howard, for looking into that. So, Druv, Howard just let you know that you can... Oh, dude, we lost another... Come on, fam. How are we losing? How are we going to lose 2 subscribers in a row like that? That is crazy. Dude, this has been the funniest thing. The road to 5K has been one of the funniest things. It's like, just... who knows? Who knows? Who really knows? So now we need to gain 5 subscribers to hit our goal. I can only laugh at that. I can only laugh at it. Hey, Martin. Good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. And if anybody has any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. Go ahead and put them in the chat. Druv, yeah, there's a free version of NinjaTrader. I have a setup guide for how I trade the ES that I just showed on my YouTube. Hey, we gained 1 subscriber back, so we're back to 4996. That's where we started the stream. So, you know, forward, backward, backward, forward, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Dude, that's some top... We got some top-tier trolling. Top-tier trolling happening lately. But what are you going to do? So, everybody, smash up the likes. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get to our goals. Let's get 60 likes. Let's get 5K subscribers. Yesterday, we had a sad stream at the end because we were so close to the goals. And we didn't get to do the goal celebration because we missed it by a little bit. But we're early on right now. We're early on. It's only 9 a.m. where I am. It's early. We're good. I got the dog in the office right now. He's sleeping. He's sleeping. Oh, he'll get woken up during goal celebration, I'll tell you that much. Matt, I can't even repeat that, but it's pretty funny. Oh, Matt. We got Matt in the chat today. Matt's coming in, bringing the smoke. Matt's bringing the smoke. He's got to get, for now, Matt's got the GOAT. Matt's got the GOAT in the chat right there. Matt's got the GOAT award. Oh, too good. Go to the chat. Go to the chat is Matt today. All right, are we getting a triple test here? Looks like it. Looks like it. You got to be careful here. You got to be careful here because we did make a new high. We could still have a failed breakout of this area. Oh, never mind. No triple test there. We smashed our way back inside the range. So now we got to start to see if we can draw some sort of... There's no real way to fit this properly. For now, it's just going to have to fit like this. Not the prettiest trend line, but it's there. Oh, classic. Classic. Shout out to Matt for bringing the smoke. Shout out to Matt for bringing the smoke. Everybody, smash up the likes, subscribe. Let's get cruising. I really want to get this. Man, this like... It's like I've been like almost laughing at like how hard it's been to get to 5K subscribers. Like we were just blowing through everything, and then once we got to 4,900, everything just slowed down like crazy. Or no, it was like once we got to like 4940 or something, everything slowed down, and it's just been hilarious. Like it's been like a few days. It's just taken some time. I'm gonna get some incense going here. Since Matt's talking about the smoke, we're going to bring the smoke. All right, let's get... All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Thanks, Druv. Thanks for the support. Appreciate you. Appreciate it, Druv. Appreciate it, Matt. We'll get it. We'll get it. We'll get cruising. We'll get cruising. Who knows? You know what I think probably happened today? So whenever you get to a new all-time high on anything, a lot of people get absolutely destroyed. And the reason is that, no, I do not, Druv. I do not. I do not. Whenever you get to a new all-time high, people get absolutely destroyed. The reason people get absolutely destroyed is because everybody thinks that they're going to call the top, right? And they start taking shorts. And I mentioned this today in the paid community. I said, guys, yes, we might get a failed breakout here, but don't get caught thinking that we're definitely going to have it, right? Like, you have to be aware of the fact that when you get into all-time high territory and stuff like this, the trend can continue. You could get small corrections and it could continue, and you could have a wider trend in play. Like yesterday, we pretty much closed on the high of the day. We could have more of that going. So, the thing here is that you have to be aware of that. Now, of course, there is times to take a short. Like I took this short earlier, but I wasn't expecting this to be the top that then dumps all the way to the low. I was just going to try to ride this to the range highs, which is exactly where it went, right here. Like, I wasn't going to try to hold through all this stuff and hold through all this all the way down, because, like, I'm not going to let my ego get in the way and be like, I got the top. The whole thing here is we look for the setups as they form. And a lot of times when all-time highs happen or stuff, people go, oh, the market is oversold. Oh, the market's overbought, this and that. And then what happens? They end up getting completely destroyed because they're just picking the top. It keeps going higher. They pick the top. It keeps going higher. And they take loss after loss. And people do the same thing when the market's falling. So you have to be aware of like the larger term, like the what's happening overall, like what's the bias. Today we couldn't even get to the lows of the range. We tried a couple times and failed. And then we broke out the high side. We knew that that was probably going to happen because when you zoom out here, the lows are not getting to the actual lows and the highs are getting higher up here. So you're most likely going to keep pushing. So trying to pick a top is just dangerous, but that's what a lot of people do. So I think sometimes on days like today, there's probably a lot of people that are salty because they took some serious losses. And so we might see less people in the stream today, to be honest with you. And I wouldn't be surprised. There's probably some people who blew up today. And no, if you did, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trying to be insensitive. But you got to really, like, you have to trade what the market is showing you, not what you think is going to happen based on, oh, it's oversold or overbought. That's just arbitrary. You have to know, you have to look at what the market presents you and take the setups. So if that means that we're going to keep going higher, a lot of people think, oh, we're in an all-time high, we're going to correct. You never know. Sometimes he's correct. Sometimes it just keeps going. We've seen this a lot of times. Just like when the market's crashing, everybody tries to buy low and pick the bottom, and then thing will just keep crashing on them to the point where then what? Like, how long do you hold on to that loser? So yeah, you got to be careful. All right, let me see. Hey, Trader Raider, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I agree with you, Doss. The market, that's a good way to put it. The market can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. The market is not exactly rational. It just is, right? It's not rational or irrational. It just is. And that's it. Like, one thing that gets me a lot is people talking about, oh, it's overbought or it's oversold. I just don't think, like, the market is not a grocery store. Right? The market is not a grocery store where you go, you know what, that bread is overpriced. That's not how it works. Like, the value of the market is constantly being determined by the buyers and the sellers as it's progressing. So, like, right now, the ES is sitting at over 6,400. A few years ago, it was like at 3,000 something. So if you were using that logic, you would just go, well, the market's been oversold for the last overbought for the last 3 years. I better never trade. It's like, or I better never take a position. It's like, well, the thing's moving up and to the right over time. Who knows where the top is? Like, you know, in 3 more years, this thing could be at 10K. We have no idea. And that's the thing. And like, you know, you could come back to this video in 3 years, and if it's at 10K, go, he was talking about this 3 years ago, you know, that like the market is not overbought or oversold. It just is. That's it. Yeah, that's awesome, Doss. I've never heard that one, but I like it. I like it. Yeah, I just think that like people get too hung up on this overbought, oversold thing. And like, I see this all the time, and like I'll see people talk about, oh, the supply and demand, and they're like, this is the supply, this is the demand, and I'm just gonna, it's like, dude, you're literally just picking tops and bottoms. Now, do I pick tops and bottoms? Somewhat. Well, I range trade. Like, I took this long and I took this long. Is that picking a top and is that picking a bottom? Sort of. But that's not exactly what I'm doing here. I'm waiting for I have confirmations and reasons that I take that trade. It's not because I'm like, oh, this is the supply zone or the demand zone, some arbitrary thing. It's based on what the price action is doing in those levels, and I'm only assuming that I'm going to get a scalp trade out of it. I'm not assuming that I'm just going to ride this thing all the way to the highs. If I get a runner, then great, but I'm taking this because I know based on price action that I'll get my scalp at that area. But people get so hung up on this, like, you know, oh, the stochastic says that I'm overbought or oversold. Dude, that's not how it works. Not how it works. Yeah, Druv, yeah, Bitcoin started super low. I mean, it's gone up and down over time. Like, everybody has said that every single time that Bitcoin hits a new high, people go, oh, it could never get higher than this. How many times have you heard people say that? back in 2017 when it hit like, I think it hit just about 20K, 19K or 20K, people were like, that's it. It'll never hit that level again. It'll never hit that level again. Then in the next bull market, it hit 69,400 or something. And then there are people, oh, it'll never hit 100K. It'll never hit that level. Then it hit like 100K. And then people, oh, that's the all-time high. It's never going to do this. Then it hit 120 something. It hit like 123 the other day, I think, or 124. It's like, people are just ridiculous. Like, it's the same thing with like real estate. How many times have you heard someone be like, oh yeah, well, this house just sold for $500,000. That's the most that this house will ever sell for. If you bought a house at this price, you're ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. And then 3 years later, the house is worth $750,000. It's like trying to call tops and bottoms. It's just a fool's game. That's the way I look at it. Thinking of the market in terms of a discount and trying to time it, it just doesn't work. Now, of course, does that mean that you just want to buy the top exactly every time? No. You want to still be reasonable, but you have to know where your losses are. So like if I'm taking a pullback like here, like here's an example. If I'm taking this trade right here and going long, my stop loss is one tick below this. I'm not going to add to the position. So my thesis is wrong if I get stopped out here. My stop loss is basically right where this arrow is. So if it comes down against me and stops me, I took the loss. I'm wrong, right? I'm not going to have my stop loss all the way down here, thinking I'm catching the bottom and giving myself room and then averaging down as it comes down. No, it means I'm wrong. So that's how you play it. You don't keep adding to the loser. That's the thing. So anyway, just wanted to make sure that I specify that stuff. Random soapbox for you. Zulus, good to see you. Good to see you. All right, so let's see here. All right, let me know if you have any questions in the chat. Please smash up the likes. We're trying to still get to 60 likes today. We're trying to get 4 more subscribers to get to 5K. We're dancing. We're dancing with that 5K subscriber. That's still just the goal for the day. The main goal is 5K subscribers. Like, I can't get trolled another day. That is crazy. We got trolled yesterday. Can't get trolled another. I mean, we've been going... The 5K subscriber goal has been the goal for today and the last 2 streams prior. So we've been trying to get to 5K subscribers. This is the 3rd stream that we're trying to do it. So we got to get it today. I mean, the 3rd time's a charm, right? Yeah, anyway, I actually heard one quote I heard. I forget who the trader was, but I heard someone talking about how, like, don't argue with the market. I've heard traders say, don't argue with the market. Like, if the thing is plummeting, it's plummeting. Don't try to find a reversal. Just go with it. Like, find the trend and go with it. Druv, no, I don't mess around with that stuff. I've heard of it. I don't mess with indicators really anymore. I just trade, the only indicator I have is this white line, which is the 21 EMA. Everything else I just draw. I just trade straight up price action. I think it works better than everything else. I just think indicators are mostly a distraction for the reasons I was just talking about. Yeah, JJ. All right, so the 2000 tick chart, every candlestick is 2000 trades. The reason I like it is because I have no idea, Matt. I don't even know what that means, but hey, we just lost a subscriber on that one. Now we're down to 4995, so we need 5 more. All right, let me get back to your question, JJ. So the 2000 tick chart is 2000 trades per candlestick before it prints, and you can see it counting down right here. It'll count down from 2000 each time. Now, the reason I like this is that it helps me see how much volume of transactions are happening in the market. That doesn't mean the actual volume of contracts. It means the actual transactors, right? Because 2000 trades is usually, there's people on the ends of those trades. It helps me see how many buyers and sellers are in the market fighting back and forth. So it helps me see that price action as it unfolds. The speed at which the candles print helps me know what kind of volume of transactions are happening. So I like it because it helps me see the price action better. It's more nuanced than just a 1 minute candle or something. If I was just trading like a 1 minute candle, you know, 1 minute might have 500 transactions and the next minute might have 5,000. And that's a big difference. I can see things print more clearly on the tick chart. It helps me read the price action better. So that's why I like it. I just think it's much better than a time-based chart. So hopefully that answers your question. 2000 is just, I originally learned from someone named Mac who runs Patch Trading. He used 2000. At the time when he started doing it, 2000 tick charts used to line up with a 5-minute chart when the market was slower. Over time, that has changed. And 2000 just has worked best for me as I learned it. So I just stuck with it. I've traded less. The problem is when you trade less, you start to find more false signals and they're printing really quickly. When I try to go higher, you just have huge candlesticks. And I like 2000 because it gives me the perfect balance of where my stop losses are going to be placed and whatnot. So it just works best for me. Same reason that like a 1 minute chart might work better for somebody. And it's like, well, why don't you trade a 1 minute and 10-second chart? And it's just like, well, they got used to the 1 minute and that's it. Like there's a little bit of an arbitrary element there to some extent. Like, could I trade a 2050 tick chart or a 1997 tick chart? Yeah, I could, but what's the point? 2000 just works, so that's why I do it. You guys are wilding. All right, we gained 2 more subs. We're at 49.97. I don't know what's going on. Every time we gain some, we're losing some. We're trying to get to 5K, fam. We're trying to get to 5K. I'm going to attribute it to people trying to subscribe and they're already subscribed, so then they're accidentally unsubscribing and then noticing and resubscribing. Let's go with that story. That's the cognitive dissonance we need, right? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, let's get 3 more subscribers to get to 5K. That's the goal. And let's get 60 likes to hit our stream goal. If you're in here, smash the likes, subscribe. JJ, I know, Howard. I'm just messing around. I'm just messing around. That's a joke. That was a joke, fam. That was a joke. That was my cognitive dissonance dad joke. Hey, dad jokes for the win. Who was here the other day when I was firing off dad jokes so much that Howard was throwing tomatoes at your boy? All right, JJ. No, I don't use anything for overall direction besides this chart that we're looking at. The only thing I look at is the 2000 tick chart when I'm trading. That is it. I don't look at anything else. I don't need anything else because why do I need another chart for direction? I'm drawing my trend lines on here for direction. I don't need anything else. Howard's younger than me, so he was like, dude, what is this guy talking about? It was return of the unks and the dads the other day. It was full on unk/dad mode. It was pretty sweet, actually. I thought it was hilarious. Das was bringing the heat too that day. What track are we listening to? Oh yeah, this one. I like this one. It's a new one. All right, if you haven't done so already, check out the link tree. It's in the chat. It's in the description. Everything's here. You can go to my YouTube channel. You can subscribe. You can go to videos. You can go down here. You can see my 4-hour price action course. This is actual sections from my paid course put together. Some of the more basics to help you get an understanding. There's a NinjaTrader guide for the free version of NinjaTrader with all free setup, how to set it up for free to do price action trading. That's all in there. And, oh, what are you saying, Howard? Oh, I accidentally just opened up Microsoft Word. My bad. All right, for sure. All right. And from here, sorry, I got distracted. I accidentally clicked on Microsoft Word. You can go to the free trading Discord. Instagram and Telegram are in here. And then, of course, if you want to learn everything, how to do everything I do, it's right here. It's $99 a month. This is our paid community. Everything is in here with the full course, the full real-time trading screenshots throughout the session so you can follow along in real time. Everything is in here. You can see all the setup. You can see the screenshots from early in the session, all throughout the session so you can follow along in real time and learn. And we have a call every week, and it all gets recorded and put in there. Howard, I got no idea what you meant. I got no idea what you meant. All right, let me go back here. I'm missing a few comments here. Yeah, Zulus, price and volume are key in that they're real time. Yeah, but for me, the tick chart is the only volume I need to look at. Because I don't actually care if there's a big transaction, right? Like, if there's 2,000 trades in a candlestick, and one of those trades is 100 contracts, and one of them is 1 contract, I don't really care that much. Now, does volume move the market a bit? Yeah, of course. But overall, I care about the number of transactions that are happening, because that helps me see, like, how aggressive the movement actually is going to be. Didn't we just have a perfect measured move within this latest channel? Perfect measured move of what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't see a measured move. The measured move of the range is all the way up here. So, unless you're talking about, like, from high to low here and then from high to low there, but that doesn't look like a measured move. I don't see what measured move you're talking about, so I don't know what you mean, but let me know and I'll try to look it up. All right, Matt, you started paying really close attention to the signal bar. After some talks here and on live, it's helped you hone in even more by focusing on the best candles. Yeah, I think that that's key. Like, see, that's the thing. That's the other thing about the tick chart. The candlestick is more important on the tick chart because if you think about 2,000 transactions, like here, let's go over here and I'll show you. If you have a candle like this one, right, and there's 2,000 trades, well, what that's telling me is that in this candlestick, it opened here, it pushed down, and there was 2,000 trades that pushed it all the way up to close on its high. That's aggressive. That's pretty aggressive. That looks like rejection of the lows to me. So it helps me understand that we are rejecting there. Because I'm not just trying to pick the bottom or the top. I want there to be momentum on my side. And the 2,000 tick chart is giving me some of that momentum. JJ, no, volume profile is different because volume profile is showing you the volume of actual contracts traded at a specific area. So it's more of a, like, so for example, if there was like 10,000 contracts traded right here, and then the next tick there was 5,000, it would show you that sort of stuff. That's more about the number of actual contracts. It's not about the number of traders that are transacting at certain areas. So that's something that's a little different. We are 2 subscribers away. All right, fam, here's what we're going to do. We got to get there. We got to get there. We got to get there. So, and Das, I don't know. I didn't see that, but if that's true, RIP, fam. RIP. That's sad. That's really sad. I think, didn't he, like, save a family from, like, a burning car in Florida, like, only, like, last year? Man, that's really sad if that's what happened. I didn't see it. All right. Yeah, exactly, Zulus. So, like, profile's different. Damn, that sucks, Das. Yeah, that sucks. All right, everybody. We're at 4,999. So, we only need exactly one more subscriber to hit our goal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count down from 10. When we get to 0, everybody that hasn't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Let's do it. And then after you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on the stream. Let's get cruising. We're going to start. I'm going to make myself big for this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dude, the trolling is harsh. We lost a subscriber there instead of gained one. We lost one instead of gained one. Man, now I just feel like I'm getting so trolled. Dude, I thought we were going to get it. I thought we were going to get it, but it's not. We lost 2. So we're back to 4997. Wow. Wow. That's my sound effect for you. We gained 1 back. Oh man, we're at 4998 again. The countdown. Hey, that's going to go down. That's going to go down. Cody, what's up? That's going to go down in history as an all-time stream fail moment. Goal! We did it, fam. Thank you, everybody, for getting us to our goal. Thank you, everybody, for finally getting us to the stream target. We are over 5K subscribers now. We did it. We hit our stream goal. Shout out to you, Cody. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Now it's a goal, fam. Now it's a goal. We got it. We got it, fam. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, let's see what questions we got here. Let's get back to it. Let me look at this chart. We got to close outside in a new low here. We're coming back down to the lows, so we're going to watch this and see if we get anything good here. All right. Man, the subscriber count is crazy today. It just keeps going up, down, up, down, up, down. I don't know what's going on, but I'm glad we're here. We made it to 5K, the road to 5K. So now we just need to get a few more to secure our throne because this thing keeps going up and down. But man, it's good to be at 5K. It's been a long road. All right, JJ. Every candle is the quantity of trades made. If red, all the trades were... No, it's not all the trades were sells and buys at all. It's just that... Think of it like this. It's the same thing as candle... It's the same thing as a time candle, except it's not based on time. It's based on where the transactions are at the moment, right? So if you have a 1-minute candle that's red, what does that mean? It means that it closed higher than it opened in a minute. Same thing with a 2000 tick chart. If this candle opened right here and closed down here, it just means that during that 2000 transactions, it was pushed down to this level on the price. So hopefully that makes sense. Hey, Cody. Shout out to you for getting to 5. Shout out to you. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Shout out to Cody for getting us the double subscribe. Shout out to you. All right, so now we got our stream goal for our subs. Now we're just going for likes. We just need to get to 60 likes to hit our second goal celebration. Can we do it? Can we do it? Yeah, Project Panic, you just missed the goal celebration. It was seriously only like maybe 2 minutes ago. Haha, but thank you for being here. Yeah, you could scroll the stream back like 2 minutes and you'll probably see it. And then you could just come back to present. It's up to you. But yeah, that's right. We finally got it. We got trolled on the way. We started with 4996, went all the way, got up to like 4997, went down, went up. Dude, it was a fight. It was a fight to get there. It was a fight between the buyers and the sellers. Oh, shout out to the dad joke. Trader dad joke. Hopefully Howard's still here to hear that one. All right, we got 49 people on stream right now. Shout out to all of you. Welcome, welcome. And yeah, gotta support fellow traders. Shout out to you. Let's get to 60 likes now. Let's get cruising. If you want to learn more about everything I do, it's all in the link tree and in the description. You can learn about the paid community. There's also the free Discord and everything else. Howard, the trading dad jokes they're here. They're here. Trading dad jokes. They're here. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. I told you, Once you start having kids, there's nothing you can do about it. You immediately start developing an affinity to tell bad dad jokes, to cringe everyone out. It's just, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't control it. It's just the way it works. It's science. Look, it's science. You can't argue with science, I guess. All right, let's take a look here, because we got a short-term up channel. Dog is awake. He woke up during the goal celebration. He's next to me, heavy panting. I don't know what his deal is. If you guys want to check out, oh, let me see here. What we got? Oh, classic. Yes. Project Panic, that is exactly right. Actually, what happens is it gets beamed into your brain as soon as your first child is born. There's like a beam that comes into your brain with just a whole bunch of bad dad jokes, and you just, all of a sudden, it just happens. It just happens. All of a sudden, in the mail, you get a bunch of you get some all white New Balances sent to you in the mailbox. So you all of a sudden have all white New Balances, and you have bad jokes, and you immediately become better at grilling. There's just, it's just science. Look, it's science. I don't make the rules. JJ, no, that is not how I do it. That's not how I do it. So what I do, JJ, is every day I trade in the morning. Every day I trade in the morning. And then what I do is I take trades throughout the session and I post screenshots. Here, let me show you. I'll show you. So throughout the morning session, people in the paid community get access to this. And I also put these in a premium section of Discord. So basically in here, I post screenshots of the chart so that you can follow along in real time. And then we're all trading during that session. And then I at 8:30 Pacific time, I go live. And what I do is in the beginning of the live stream, I go over all the trades. So all these trades that I was marking out through the trading session that my paid community has been seeing, I go over all of those trades first. Like, what are the setups? I talk about the price action, how it unfolded, what happened. So I go over everything so that it all makes more sense to everybody and they can learn it and understand why these are valid setups. And then I start to map out the price action in real time that's happening. And then sometimes I take trades on stream, but it just depends if it's a really good setup. Like, I think we took a trade. It just depends. Like, I took a trade on stream, on the live stream, I think on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? I think I took one on Friday. Sometimes during the Zoom calls in the paid community, we'll take one if there's a good setup. A lot of times, though, during this part of the market session, it's moving slowly and there's not as many great setups. So a lot of times, we're not really taking as many trade setups in here. And we're just talking about the price action as it unfolds. Sometimes I will call out a setup and just say, okay, we have a second entry here. There's a setup forming. But a lot of times I'm already done trading for the day because I have certain restrictions around how many trades I like to take a day. So that's another thing. So that's kind of how it goes. And then, yeah, a lot of times I'll call them out though. Like, for example, right here, we got a close outside, new low, but we do have a first entry short here. We might get a second entry short here. The only challenge is you've already broken outside the channel. Is it possible that this channel was wider? Like something like this? It is possible, right? It does fit still. It does fit generally something like this. So is it possible that we have a wider channel here? Sometimes. I don't usually like to widen the channels too much, but that generally does fit pretty decent. So we might get a second entry short here. And so that's kind of the way I do it. So if we get one that's a really nice setup, then I might take the trade. Or I might just say, hey, here's the setup as it's forming, and then that way anyone that takes it. So sometimes on the stream, people actually take trades that I'm calling out as they're happening and whatnot too. So hopefully that clears it up. And all right, here we go. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Here we go. Howard's got... We'll see what Howard's going to ask. You never know what you're going to get. All right, everybody. If you have questions, put them in the chat. If you haven't done so already, please like the stream. We're trying to get to 60 likes. That is our stream goal. We're at 42. I think we can do it. If you're here and you haven't liked the stream yet, please give it a like. I'm not talking about chat reactions. I'm talking about liking the actual stream. Ah, this question. This question. Do I even want to go there is the real question. Do I even want to go there? All right, hold on a second. I got a spammer hit me up. Let me just cancel this spammer real quick. All right. We got 45 likes. We need 15 more to hit our goal of 60. Can we get a second goal celebration? We need it today. Because yesterday we didn't hit any of the stream goals. So we need it today. We really do. I think we'll get it. All right. Okay, so your question was, what are my thoughts on TJR trades? Look, I don't even know what his trading system is. I've never actually like sat down and tried to like learn how he trades, what his style is or whatnot. I don't actually know like what his system is. Like if it's price action, indicators, I literally don't know. So I can't necessarily speak to his strategies, right? I can't tell you if his strategies are good or not. What I can tell you from what I've seen is that it is a major red flag to me if somebody is freaking out while they're trading. If they're freaking out while they're trading, then they're not in control at all of what they're doing. And it makes me wonder if it's a gambling mentality versus an actual like trading strategy. I don't know if it's for show or if that's real. I don't know if it's a character that the dude created or if that's really just how he is. Hey, he might be the most profitable trader and be amazing. I don't know. I simply don't know. But what I will say is that like, if someone's freaking out while they're trading, then like, I just don't know that I would like trust their judgment. Like if I'm taking a trade and I'm doing this and I'm all twitchy and I'm freaking out and I'm screaming and I'm throwing things around, what am I doing? Like it feels like I'm rolling dice and hoping that it works, right? It doesn't feel like that's not confidence in a trading strategy in my opinion. So I don't know. Again, I can't speak to his strategy or if his stuff is good or whatever, but I've only seen some clips and whatnot. And to me, it's like the crash outs and all the other stuff just don't seem like healthy as a trader. I just, to me, that doesn't make sense, but what do I know? That's just my opinion. JT coming in. Hey, you know, I think here's the thing, Howard. I think here's the thing, Howard. You did ask a question that wasn't super specific. You just said, what are your thoughts? So maybe that's JT's thoughts. So, I mean, hey, shout out to you, JT. Maybe that's his thoughts. Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, guys. Like, I don't know. Like, who knows? Maybe, like, there might be traders out there who can trade and be super over the top emotionally, and it works for them. Maybe I don't know. Like, maybe that's fine for some people, but I don't think generally that it's like a good approach for most people. So that's at least just how I see it. Here, let me put my original trend line back on here real quick. So my original trend line was like this. You know, it is possible I'm actually going to leave that because there's a first entry short there. We might get 2 legs of correction here. We got to be patient though, because like this leg right here is almost a trend of its own. It's really steep, but we should be aware of it. And you can see it's another situation where we didn't get back down to the lows that we were expecting. And I mentioned this earlier on the stream, is that like, if you zoom out, overall, we're just not getting to the lows. We just keep on reversing at random areas, not making it back to the lows, which tells me that there's still a bullish bias in place, and we might break out the high side again. We might. So we just got to be patient. All right, let's see. Who's got questions? If you do, drop them in the chat. Can we get some more likes? Can we get to 60? We're at 45. We'll see. We'll see. At least we hit 1 goal today so far. I'll be back in a sec. I have returned, fam. I'm back. Let's see, let's see. We're at 46 likes. We're trying to go up from there. Let me show everybody real quick. Again, I've talked about it already, but I can't stress this enough on YouTube. If you go to the videos, check out the 4-hour course. Check it out because it's actual sections from my paid community course. It's shorter, obviously, a lot shorter, but it has actual sections in there. So you can get a vibe for if you're going to like my style of how I trade and look at the markets, right? That's a good way for you to see if it's going to be a good fit for you because with what I do. The other thing is that way, this is only $99 a month to try, so it's not a big deal overall, but you can get a vibe for if you're going to like my style by going through some of that course. And I think that that's a good thing to do. So I wanted to just share that before you commit to doing this. Check that video out. And then, of course, you can join my free Discord and ask me questions. You can ask me questions on the live stream. But the benefit of the paid community is not just the course. It's really the live chat that we're having on Discord and the premium Discord during the trading session. Being able to follow along and see if you're mapping out the price action properly in real time. And it's really meant to help teach you how to learn how to spot all the trade setups as they're happening. It's not some signals group. It's showing you how to actually take the trades, how to spot them, how to find them on your own. That's the cool thing about it. All right, so we have 2 legs of correction here. There is a second entry. We wouldn't take this, but now we'll find out here. All right, let's see here. All right, so you're wondering, why do so many NQ traders think that the volatility gives them an edge? You know, I think a lot of traders see a lot of heavy movement and they like to feel like when they enter a position, it immediately moves in their favor or against them to be in and out quickly. A lot of traders think that there's like some benefit to that, but really that is most likely because they have not figured out how to deal with the emotion of being in a trade. Because it's always easier to be in a trade when it immediately starts moving in your favor, or if it just goes against you and stops you out. It's always easier to handle that than to be sitting sideways in a trade and waiting for the move to happen and all that. And when you're in the ES, it has a bigger tick value in terms of the value per tick. So it moves less, right? Like $12.50 per tick on a contract. So you might be sitting in a trade, but the difference of like 4 ticks of movement is a big difference, right? Especially with a lot of contracts. Well, that for some people, they don't like to feel like they're sitting and waiting for it to move a little bit and all this stuff. Whereas with the NQ, that high volatility, it immediately moves forward or backward for people and they like that feeling. But that would be like trading the ES on like a 5-second chart, like, or trading the NQ on too small of a time frame. I don't think that is a good approach overall though, because you need to be able to deal with the confidence in your position that you're taking. You shouldn't be freaking out when you enter a trade if it slightly moves against you or whatnot. You should be able to let the trade play out. But I think that a lot of people that are trading NQ like the fact that they might get into a trade and it might play out really, really quickly because of the high volatility. But that's not an edge. That's just you trying to figure out how to not deal with the harsh reality of your emotions and psychology while you're trading. But in reality, lower volatility assets, you need volatility as a trader, but slightly lower volatility assets like the ES that also have higher volume, they're just more reliable. Like they have more stability. The moves are just more reliable. So I actually have more confidence in a trade on the ES than I would on the NQ, even though it might take longer for it to play out. Because there's no good signal bar here. So Ting, there's no good signal bar on the second entry short there. So you can't take it. There's an equal high here, but now it's sideways. So you don't want to take this lower high either. It's sideways. You're right at the EMA. There's just no setup here. Yeah, JT, for sure. You know, and that's the thing, like, it's like people are, it's like, it's hard to deal with being in a trade, right? Like, when we're in a trade, we want to take profit. Like, we want to take profit. Everything's telling us, get out of the trade while you're in the green. Get out of the trade while you're in the green. It's hard to let runners run. When we're in a bad trade, we want to let it run and be like, oh, let's give it some room. Maybe it'll reverse. It's like our psychology works against us, right? But like if you're trading, like if you're in trades and they only last a few seconds, some people love that. And that is fine. I like when the volatility is there sometimes on the ES too. It's always easier when you're in a trade for a short period of time. But I have way less confidence on extreme volatility assets because you could be in a trade that works, but then it just wicks you out, you know? So we'll give this a minute here to see how this plays. Das, I'm not sure what you missed. Not sure. Howard asking some controversial questions, I guess. I don't know if you missed some of that, but yeah. Everybody, please give this stream a like. Let's get it out to some more people. We're trying to get 14 more likes to get to 60 to hit our stream goal today. Let's see if this holds as a trend up, because it might. We might not get a new low here. My original trend line might have been correct, and that might have already been the close outside new low. By the way, my original trend line was like this. Here, I'll draw it on here in the blue. I originally had it drawn like this. And that might have been correct, and this might have been the close outside move to a new low. So you have to be aware of that. Although this one does fit nice, so we still might get that new low attempt. But let's see what happens here. You got the first entry, second entry short. You might get a lower high here. But it's already moved kind of far. So I'm not taking this, but it might happen. We'll draw a little short term. Yeah, exactly. Project Panic is right. The fear of losing is definitely strong. People don't want to accept it. They don't want to realize the loss. And like taking a trade for a small profit also gets rid of that fear of it coming back and losing the money. So that's another thing that happens a lot. So yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot of psychology aspects to it. All right, so let's see here. But I think that people will trade extreme volatility assets for that reason, because then they don't have to be in the trade for, for very long. But then it's just like, it starts to seem like it's gambling at that point. If you're just trading something because the volatility is super up and down, and you're just trying to be in and out of trades so fast every single time, it's like, do you even have a strategy that really has an edge? Or are you just rolling the dice and hoping that the volatility gets you on the right side of it? I see so many traders, like, I can't even tell you the amount of messages I've seen from making like videos about like extreme volatility and how it can be detrimental and stuff. And like talking about like some of the pros and cons of the NQ and how like there are problems with it. I can't tell you how many people will be like, it works amazing for me, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, and it's like, yeah, people will say that stuff because maybe it's worked for them for a week. But it's like, I have yet to find a trader who's replied to one of my like videos where I've made it about that, who's been like, hey, I've been trading the NQ for like 3 years and it works amazing, right? I have yet to find one person do that. I've had a few people who told me they've been trading it for a little while and it's working, or, oh, I used to trade ES. I've even had people that were like, I used to trade ES and now I trade NQ. And then they came back and personally messaged me and said, I actually think I'm going to try ES again. Or they've come back and been like, I was trading ES, then I switched to NQ, and now I'm going back to ES. I haven't seen very many. There's been a few maybe that have been like, oh, I switched to NQ and it's better for me. I've seen a few people say that, but I haven't seen anyone who's like, I've been trading NQ consistently for years and it's been, and it's worked out really well and blah, blah, blah. I haven't seen almost anybody say that. And I'm sure there's traders who do it, right? I'm sure there's traders who are successful NQ traders and they've been trading it for years, but I think that they're probably in a tiny minority. When you talk about day trading having like basically charitable estimates say it has a 90% failure rate, a lot more of the estimates are saying 95%. So if you think about that, I think with people that are, if you were to look at that only applied to NQ, right? So what percentage of NQ day traders are profitable consistently versus not? Man, I would think the percentage is probably so small. The percent of failures there is probably well over 95%. That's my guess. I don't have data on that. It's just a guess based on what I see and how much harder it is to profitably trade a super, super extreme volatility asset like that. It's like how many penny stock traders are actually successful? Probably a lot less than people who like buy and trade Apple stock, right? Because it's just more reliable. There's like a lot more that you can do with it. It's less gambling associated with it. So that's the way I look at it. Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense, right? Like it just makes sense that would be true, because when you look at like the data of people who, there's not a lot of data like broken out by asset, but we know for sure that like people who invest long-term invest in reliable assets for a reason. They're less likely to completely destroy you, right? Like you're trying to lower the risk overall. So if you're day trading a lower risk asset, by virtue of what it is, you're more likely to make money on that versus a higher risk asset, right? You could make this argument for day traders to trade, like, let's say like the US 30, right? Like if you trade like the US 30, it's probably easier to stay profitable and reliable on that, but you're going to have smaller gains, right? So the ES for me is the perfect balance between the volatility that I like as a scalper and the reliability of having 500 high-valued companies in it, right? The big tech companies are still in there, but you've got other stuff in there too. JJ, you mostly trade MNQ. You found MES. You need to have more points. Well, all right. Well, I don't think that that's true because let's think of it like this. If you're trading the MES, now here's the other thing. If you're trading the MES on NinjaTrader, it costs $50 to enter an MES contract trade. It costs $100 to enter an MNQ trade. So you can take 2 contracts of the MES for every 1 NQ contract. So if you just do the simple math on that, let's actually do it, right? Let's actually do it. Here, I'll pull up a calculator. Let's just do it like this. So, all right, let's say you're trading MNQ, right? Let's say you're trading MNQ. Every tick of movement is only worth 50 cents, right? Every tick of movement is only worth, I think, 50 cents on the MNQ. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know the NQ is $5. So you're only making $2 per point on one contract, right? $2 per point. So let's say you go for, what, 3 points? You're going to make $6. I don't need a calculator to do this, but if you go for 3, let's say you trade 1 MNQ at a time and you go for 3 points, that's $6, right? $2 per point, that's $6. Okay, let's say you're trading the MES and you're trading with 2 contracts. That's still only a $100 position on NinjaTrader. Now, every tick of movement on MES is $1.25, right? So 4 ticks is $5. But with 2 contracts, that's $10. So let's say you only go for 1 point of movement. 1 point, 4 ticks, right, on the MES with 2 contracts. It's a $10 trade. You need to go for 5 points of an MES move to make $10. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, well, point for point, it doesn't make sense to do the point for point. Of course, the MES, or of course the MNQ is going to move more points, of course. But the point value is $2. Now, why would you be taking, if it's $100 to enter an MES trade with 2 contracts and $100 to enter an MNQ trade with 1 contract, why wouldn't you be doing it the same way? So answer me that first. Because in my opinion, you could trade 2 MES contracts and go for 1 point, 4 ticks, and you could make $10. And to make $10 on that MNQ, you need 5 points. Now, does the MNQ move 5 points when the ES only moves 1? Not typically. It doesn't typically move 5 times the amount. Yeah, JT, so 10 points. 10 points would be $50, you're saying. Here, let me do the math on this. Hold on. Okay, so MNQ, what is it? So you're talking about 10 points? Yeah, 10 points is $20. On the ES, well, I mean, you're not going to go for 10 points on the ES. I don't think you're going to do that. You're not going to go for 10 points on the ES. It's going to take, you don't want to look at them point for point. They don't move the same way. NQ points are worth less than ES points. Like on the ES, which is what I trade, 1 point is worth $50. On the NQ, 1 point is worth $20. Like I'm not so you're talking about micros. So let's just talk about it on regular. On the regular minis, 1 point on the ES is $50. 1 point on the NQ is $20. but you can trade with 2 ES contracts for $1,000, whereas an NQ contract is $1,000 on a cash account. So if that's the case, you know, think of that. What does that mean? That means that if I get 1 point on the ES, I'll make $100, right? I'll make $100. If I get 1 point on the NQ, I'll make $20. So what do to make $100 on the NQ with that, I need 5 points. So the NQ moves further, but you need it to go further to get that security. Now, the problem that happens is that a lot of these traders are using prop firms. Prop firms do not delineate most of the time on how many ES or NQ contracts you can trade. They just let you trade however many they give you. So they might say, okay, on this account you can trade 10 futures contracts, and they don't delineate. Well, the problem with that is that means that you could trade 10 NQ contracts, which is literally twice the position size on a cash account as trading with 10 ES contracts. So that's where the problem is. A lot of these prop firms are allowing you to over leverage yourself, because on a cash account you would never trade like 5 NQ contracts for every 5 ES contracts. You just wouldn't do that because it's literally a different margin requirement. But the prop firms don't give you the margin requirement. So I just think that that's like a big problem with this. Second entry. Oh, are you talking? I think, Howard, you're talking about the second entry long. I mean, it's just such a flat channel here. It's such a flat, like, here. I see what you're saying. Pullback, first entry, pullback, second entry long on a higher low. It's there. It's definitely there. The channel's pretty flat. There's a lot of things working against you with where we are. We're kind of in no man's land here to be really looking at like second entries. Like, we're kind of in no man's land. So I don't think I would want to take this. It's like we're just kind of sideways right there. Like, that's not really like a good leg. Like, it's not really like a strong trend. This was a possible channel that I was drawing, and I had to stretch it just to fit it properly. So it's one of those ones where, like, yeah, there's a second entry long, but I'm not really looking for a second entry long right here like this. So I wouldn't be taking that. Yeah, red candles, you know, give it a go. Like, look, people don't realize, like, people don't realize that, like, I think the prop firm thing has kind of ruined people's perspectives on this, because it's simple mathematics to understand the way that contract margins work on actual cash accounts. But prop firms make it like funny money, right? Like, when you open a prop firm account and they say you can trade with 10 futures contracts or like 40 or 50 micro contracts, but they don't tell you what that is, people will come in and trade with whatever. Like, you could then pull down your futures drop down and you could start trading something super funky. Like, crude oil is super volatile, but you could trade with, like, some of these prop firms will let you trade with 10 crude oil contracts or 10 NQ contracts or 10 ES contracts or 10 YM contracts. And those are all way different assets to be trading. Like, 10 contracts on the crude oil would be a $10,000 position on most cash brokers for your margin just to enter it. You'd need a lot more in your account to actually take the trade, but just to enter it. And Howard, this is the trade you were talking about. Like, it's there. It's there. I just don't think it's super reliable. I don't think it's the most reliable setup. You know, it's just too sideways there. So, but it probably works. But again, I just don't love it. Yeah, let's see. You need it to go like, what, one more tick? Yeah, and then you're still having to go for the highs. So actually, that's another reason I wouldn't take it. You need it to tick through to get the highs. Now, it would have worked, but I don't like that if you have to go above the high there. All right, so anyway, though, think of that stuff, though. Think of that stuff. Like, it is irresponsible, in my opinion, that prop firms allow you to do that. If a prop firm was really trying to be realistic with you, they would use the margin values that are usually associated with an actual cash account brokerage. And what they would do is they would tell you, okay, if you're allowed to trade with 10 ES contracts on this account, then that would mean you're only allowed to trade with 5 NQ contracts. That would be the equivalent of how it works on a cash account, right? So keep that stuff in mind, because, you know, if you were going to try to do this on a 1-for-1, like how you should, then you should actually be trading with half as many NQ contracts as you would ES contracts if you want this to really be based on the way the margin works. And then do the math on what kind of results you're going to get, and you'll probably find pretty quickly that the ES might actually give you even more than you ever expected. So that's the way I see it. Also, your stop losses are going to be more reliable because the volatility is lower. So like, for example, if your stop loss goes below the swing, right? Like right here. Well, this candle's only 11 ticks. So that's like about a 12 tick, 13 tick stop loss. The problem with the NQ is that you get these crazy different size candles. So on one trade, you might have a 13 tick stop loss, and on another one on the NQ, you might have a 35 tick stop loss. So there you go. All right, so this trend is working here, and this is what we talked about the bias still being up. I don't think you'd want to take this trade, but it is there. Yeah, exactly. Well, Project Panic, that's what it is, right? The reason that they allow you to trade, they're not trying to do you any favors and be realistic. They want people to be unrealistic. They want people to come in and YOLO trade with 10 NQ contracts. That's what they want. They want people to do that because it only takes one trade to completely blow their account. The other thing is, almost all of them use a trailing drawdown threshold. So, like, literally you could end up hitting your trailing drawdown while you're in profit because of the volatility on NQ and crude oil and stuff, and that's what people are doing. So they're not really doing you any favors by the way they set it up. And they don't educate people on this. Like, I feel like I happen to be one of, there might be other people saying this. I'm not saying I'm a pioneer, but I am the only person that I've heard say this stuff about how your margin is actually different on a cash account versus how it works on a prop firm account, and nobody talks about it. Like, I haven't heard anybody bring it up and whatnot, and it's because the people that are talking about prop firms all the time are trying to make as much money as they can off of affiliate links. That's why. Like, they want you just to sign up for these prop firms to think it's like the best idea ever, but really it's like they're not educating people on like what some of the drawbacks are and how they are literally engineered to make traders gamble and lose money and be irresponsible. They're not engineered in a way that is like actually there to really help traders understand how to make this stuff work. But if you understand it, if you start with a cash account trading on the demo, you actually know all the margin requirements. You learn all that. Then if you trade with a prop firm after, what you can do is you can actually treat it the way that you're treating your cash account, as a bridge. That is a responsible way to do it, but almost nobody handles it that way. So there are responsible ways to do it, just that most people aren't doing it. And so I want to be clear on that, because there's a lot that can be done with those. They are a decent tool for a lot of people. So I'm not going to say that you should never use them ever, run away at all costs, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to say, know that their marketing and the way that they position things is a little bit nefarious, right? And at the end of the day, there are ways to take advantage, though, if you understand how margins work. So if you're going to be responsible as a trader, what you'd want to do is go, okay, maybe my account value from this prop firm says it's 50,000, right? Don't actually think of it as a 50K account, because the drawdown is probably 2,000, maybe 2,500 on that. Treat it like your account is like $1,000 account. Just treat it like, oh, this is a $1,000 account. I'm going to trade it as such. In which case, you're going to trade with micros for a while before you even try to trade with minis. And just treat it like that. And don't just ignore what the trailing drawdown. Treat it like you have a $1,000 account and that's all you have. That's how you should approach it. Don't treat it like a 50K account. Treat it like a 1K account. Treat the evaluation like you're on a 1K account on Simulator that you need to grow to 3,000. You need to triple your account size. And then once you get it into a funded and you pass the eval, then go, okay, I passed the eval. I'm still going to treat this like a $1,000 account, and I'm going to trade with micros, and that's how you're going to trade it. And just slowly grow it. That's how you would do it without being irresponsible. I think, Howard, that you might actually be right. Yeah, brokerages make a lot too, because it doesn't matter what they have to do. They're getting paid by everything, including the prop firms, so the brokerage is probably the most profitable. Got to move this high up because we're breaking out the upper side here. There we go. David, yep, I think so. That's just my take on it, at least, just from what I've seen over time. Yeah, I think, Howard, that's probably right. The barrier to entry is probably a lot lower for prop firms as it is for actual brokerage. Like, brokerage is like, there's a lot involved, you know? Okay, so this thing is just completely cruising out the top now. So we got to think, we got to draw a secondary trend line here. We got to draw a secondary trend line just to see if it fits better. It doesn't really. This is a tough one here, so we got to wait and see. It's looking like it's trying to overshoot a bit, so I don't know if it's going to be a full overshoot or what, so I'm just trying to be patient. Anyway, let's get a few more likes, because our goal was 60 today. We're at 47, and we've been at it for a while, and we still don't even have 50, which is crazy. We don't even have 50 likes. We're trying to get to 60, though. Can we get to 60 likes? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. We got to our goal of 5K subscribers today, but I think we can get more. So let's keep cruising, everybody. If you haven't done so already, please like and please subscribe to the channel. If you got any more questions, go for it. Happy to answer stuff. Hey, cool. We just got another subscriber and another like. So there you go. Let's get some more. 12 more likes to go to hit our stream goal of 60. I think we can do it. It's crazy that we're not hitting 60 likes on the stream. We're getting chat reactions, but we need actually 60 likes on the stream itself because we've got way too many viewers that have been watching to not get 60. That just seems crazy to me. That seems crazy. We've hit 60 so many times. We got to get there, fam. We got to get there, fam. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Everybody who's subscribing, thank you. I appreciate you. We were getting trolled. Professionally trolled on the way to 5K. That was our goal. This is the third day in a row that it took us to actually get to the goal. Pretty wild. And there were some shenanigans happening earlier on the stream with that. We like shenanigans sometimes. We like it sometimes, okay? Let's be real. Sometimes shenanigans are fun. 11 more likes to go to hit our stream goal of 60. 10 more to go, fam. 10 more likes to go to hit 60. We're getting there now. Now the countdown is on, fam. Countdown is on. 10 likes to go. 10 likes to go. DOS over here. Yeah, shout out to DOS. Dude, man, that's crazy. That was crazy. That whole thing was crazy when that happened. Look, we just hit the high of the day right there. This is clearly some kind of an overshoot. So, what we're gonna have to do is probably draw a really steep channel here, something like this, because this is a pretty unsustainable channel. Like, I don't want to keep widening this thing like this. We can widen it one last time, but it just is unsustainable the way this thing is cruising higher. Dude, yeah, I don't know what that was, man, when that was all going on with all the meme stuff, man. That stuff was crazy. I couldn't believe it when some of that was happening, man. That was just bonkers. I've seen some wild stuff, but that was some of the most wild. Oh, who unliked? We're trying to get to 60. Who is trolling? Favorite type of entries? Second entries are my favorite type. Second entries are my favorite type. Second entries inside the trend are my favorite type. Off the key entry point, those are bar none my favorite type of trade. I'd say my second favorite type of trade is probably lower highs and higher lows after failed breakouts. That's probably pretty closely with triple tests, I'd say. Those are pretty hand in hand. My least favorite are breakout pullbacks, but they are valid sometimes. I use them sometimes with like confluence, you know, like if I have like a breakout pullback that's also a second entry, that's also a triple test or something like that, you know? Those can be good ones. But I don't like taking them just on their own most of the time. Yep, we are making new highs again. New highs have been made. We just keep on making new highs. Look at us go. Yeah, I don't know. Das, I don't think that he uses that stuff either. Because I remember when I first started to go through his stuff, and I originally bought the whole bundle of all the manuals, and then I realized pretty quickly, like, that like envelope manual and the GAN thing and all that, like, were not even stuff that he uses at all. He doesn't even talk about it. So I ended up not even ever using that stuff. I ended up not even ever using it. I just, like, didn't trade with it. Man, look at how aggressive that drop is. Basically fails out the top there, but again, like, that move was so strong that, like, we gotta be, like, you know, aware of that. I tried drawing it from that low, but, like, this is like a move of its own. You kind of have to, like, when you get a move like this, you kind of just have to, like, draw something like this. Like, it's just kind of a crazy move. So I'm going to draw a few trend lines just in case. But yeah, I think you're right, Das. Like, I don't think any of that stuff, like, and I bought that stuff a long time ago. It was probably, I mean, honestly, it might have been 2019, 2018. I don't even remember. It was a long time ago. I don't actually remember. But yeah, that stuff, I don't think any of that gets used. I think really, like, Mac and I pretty much trade the same way. We just look at the price action a little bit differently. And then also, like, I use a little bit of different stuff with my targets based on the ATR. And I sometimes trail my runners a little bit different. There's a few things that I do differently, but we pretty much look at the price action in the same sort of idea, same way. However, if you watch my videos and his, you'll probably find that we're marking some different trades. I might be looking at things a little differently. I might draw my trend line slightly differently. So that's why I think it's good to learn from more than one person with stuff like this, because sometimes you might find that, like, something resonates differently with one than the other. You might like his stuff more, or maybe it resonates better, or maybe learning from both gives you a slightly nuanced perspective that helps you kind of understand certain concepts. So that's kind of how I look at it. I also think that, like, for a lot of people, having the stuff like the Discord and the real-time screenshots of, like, the market and how the chart is looking and how I'm looking at it with the trades marked and everything helps a lot of people in real time as they're learning and trading. Because otherwise you have to wait until after the fact and then watch the video later, and you're not in the moment, like, seeing what's going on. So I think that the real-time aspect is actually the most important thing. Well, we had 50 likes and then lost 2, so I don't know, man. We've been getting some trolls lately. People trolling, people joining, liking, unliking, subscribing, unsubscribing. Like, what are we doing, fam? Like, what are we doing? I think sometimes people join the live stream and they're mad that I'm not in some stupid YOLO trade. But, like, really, I'm trying to educate people on how to read price action. Like, that's the whole point here. We're hanging out, answering questions, going over the trades of the day. Like, are there setups? Yeah, sometimes. But, like, since we've been live here, I haven't seen a good setup pretty much since, let's see. There really hasn't been a good setup since all the way back here. Like, none of this is anything good in here. Like, are there some possibilities in here? Yeah, I guess, but they're not really good. Yeah, like, none of this has really been that great. This second entry is the only one that I'd say I was, like, on the fence about. Like, we could mark it, but I just don't think it's that safe, because you need it to tick through this high to fill your order. So, like, it's one of those ones where, like, it's there, but if you took this one, it's probably one that you probably have to wait for it to break higher and then enter a limit order back here to get a better entry. And that's just rolling the dice a little bit. Like, it's not the ideal way to do it. It's there. All right, let me see here. Oh, dude, that is hilarious. That's hilarious. Well, we lost one subscriber, but you know what? We still all love here. We had 5006, now we have 5005. So hopefully they come back. Maybe it was an accident. Who knows? We've been getting trolled lately, man. We've been gaining and losing this last week. It's been such a weird thing this week, but that's okay. We're not for everybody, and I'm okay with that, you know? The people who subscribe and like are the people who are getting a lot of value out of this. A lot of people that come to the live trading stuff, they're just looking for like to copy trade somebody, and they're not really looking to learn. But everyone that's here, I think, that sticks around is looking to learn, and that's the important thing. That sets you apart from most of these traders who think that they're just going to open a prop account, copy trade somebody, and become super rich from it. It's like, dude, that's not going to work. It's just not going to work. Like, has that ever worked for anybody? Probably not. Plus, if that did work, every single one of the people that, like, people would just be creating that as a system. Like, but I don't think that any of those, I've never heard of somebody doing that and having that work long-term for them. All right, so we are pulling back. This was I drew the trend line like this as a possibility, but I think you have to play the tight channel here. This one is kind of, here, let's get that off of there because it just looks ridiculous. I'm still kind of keeping this wider channel on. I think you have to look at it like this, as just this was an impulsive move up. And now we have a pullback first entry. We might get a second entry long here. You just came off the highs, so you got to be careful. You would need the second entry to be off the key entry point, so let's wait and see if we get one. Like, I wouldn't just take a second entry right here, because you have like a slight down move working that you have to be aware of. Maybe even, there might even be a down channel. It's not really a down channel here, at least not yet. But you might have something like this that is forming. You got to be aware of the short-term move. So let's just kind of see how this unfolds. And we'll see if we get a good setup here. We might actually get a good setup here. So I'm actually going to be patient here, because I'll probably wrap up the stream here soon, but I'm going to wait and see if we get a good setup. If you're here, please like the stream and subscribe. We're trying to get up to 60 likes today. We're trying to get that subscriber back that we lost. So if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. So nothing really happening yet. Second entry could trigger right here, but we wouldn't take that. Not a good signal bar. Not off a key entry point. So you can't take it. Oh, you guys are cracking me up. That's true. That's probably true. Most people don't have a pet python like me. It's only a ball python. It's nothing crazy. Most people don't have that. I gotta bring her out on the stream again, but she's always asleep during the stream. She's more lively at night. We got 53 likes. We're still trying to get to 60. Can we get there, fam? We're still trying to get more subscribers because we had 5,006 earlier. Now we got 5,005. Can we get those back? Can we get to 5010 today? Can we get to 5010 subscribers? I think we can. I think we can. If you're new here and you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. We go live every single weekday at the same time. So it's definitely a good time. So definitely subscribe. Definitely give the stream a like so we can get this out to more people. Guys. Let's ease up. Let's ease up. I love Mac, and I think that he's awesome. So I got nothing but respect for the way he does things. Shout out to Mac for doing things that way. Dude, so I love when I ask for people to like and subscribe, and then I lose a subscriber. I don't know what's going on, man. Now we're down to 5004. Dude, I don't know what the deal is like the last couple of days, man. That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, it's like, I'd say I like to do a lot of fun things, but I don't live like a super expensive lifestyle either. I just pretty much go out in nature all the time. I spend a lot of time snowboarding, hiking, trail running. Like, I just spend a lot of time in the outdoors. That's the way I do it. Trade in the morning, get done, and then I just enjoy the outdoors. Yep, for sure. So there was a second entry there. That's the one I said we wouldn't take because it's not off of a key entry point. And this might be a slightly wider. It doesn't really matter. Either way, that's going to be a close outside. Something like that. And now we kind of look for the new low here. New low will probably get made on this down channel here. It'll probably trap the people who took the second entry and then trap the people on the downside. And then we might actually get an opportunity for a long. So we'll see. Thanks for resubscribing or new subscribing, whoever that was. Good to have you. Let's try to get to 60 likes. We are 7 away, fam. We're 7 away from 60 likes, which is the stream goal. I just think it's crazy. Crazy. For sure, Jackie. Everything is just chill right now. I know, I'll bring her out on another stream one day, but she's just chilling. I like to leave her alone during the morning. I don't like to wake her up. Yeah, exactly, Matt. That's a bad signal bar. If you look at it, it's an 8-tick bar, and it closes 3 ticks away from its high, so it's not really the upper 1/3, but also it's just a little bit bearish there, and it's not off a key entry point anyway, so it's just too risky to take that. It's not. It is 2 legs back, but it's not 2 legs back to a key entry point like the EMA or the trend line, which at this point, when you break out to a new high like that, sometimes you get a nicer pullback to a key area, and I don't want to take a long unless it comes back to a key area. Here, wait, I gotta check something real quick. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. All right, my bad. Hey, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. We only need 6 more likes to hit our goal. We're at 54. Can we get to 60? Stream goal. We need to hit the stream goal. I need 2 goals to be achieved today because yesterday we got to make up for lost time because yesterday we got smacked around a little bit. We didn't hit our goals for the first time in a while on the stream. All right. So there's the failure. First entry, second entry, long failure. Not where you look for a failure, but it's there. Now, you got to wonder here. Whoops. Hold on, sorry, I broke the trend line. My bad, everybody. Bear with me. I don't think this is like a wider channel. I think that was it right there. That was the channel. Close outside. Now we move to a new low. Now we're at the 21 EMA. Are we going to come back to the trend line? Most likely, yes. Trend line, we also have the high of the range. So let's see if we can pull back to it. That was an area that we bounced from a couple times last time when we were there. So let's see what we do here. Let's see what we do. All right, we're coming up to the key entry point. Is it going to hold? Is it going to hold? It's not quite there. It's so close to this level that I wouldn't be surprised if we wick down and then close higher. It's basically more or less kissing the trend line. And I might have it drawn very, very slightly off. So I'm going to leave it though. I don't know if I'm perfectly through that close or not. So there you go. We are possibly going to bounce here. It is a first entry, second entry, third entry though. So it's not ideal. So usually on a spot like this, you want to get like some sort of a higher low to give you confirmation. Because if you take this trade, it's kind of a green arrow trade. So what you want to do is hopefully, if it happens, you want some sort of higher low to give you a confirmation. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. If you haven't done so, please like the stream. We only need 4 more likes to hit our goal. We're at 56. We're trying to get to 60. That's our goal. All right, so here we go. Here we go. We're waiting for that to tick above. See if it gives us that position or not. Not position, that third entry. Which again, we don't take a third entry. We wait for a higher low after a third entry like that. Because it's really a first entry, second entry that failed. It did make a new low. The trend line is played out. But you don't know for sure if this isn't going to keep going down. So I want some sort of confirmation here. I don't want to just take that. It's not a second entry. It's not like an ideal setup. So we need a higher low after that setup. So we'll see if it even forms. It hasn't broken above, so we don't even know yet. This is still in play. So it might still even come down to the trend first. So we'll wait here. Oh, we're getting close now, fam. We only need 2 more likes to hit our goal. We only need 2 more likes. I'm going to get things queued up here because I'm going to get the chat. Oh, no, we lost a like. Oh, we gained it back. We gained it back. We're at 58. We're getting close. We're getting close. It's not breaking above. Not breaking above. You can see that there. Hasn't broken above yet. Goal! Oh, we got it, fam. Thank you, everybody, for getting us to the double goal. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Kali, you joined just in time for the stream goal. Let me get to your question. So you said, where should you start if you want to start patch trading? You previously used SMC and supply and demand. Okay, so I actually talked about some of those concepts earlier. So here, let me show you right now. Currently, we are looking to see if we can find, we're looking to see if a long forms. But right now, it's not quite there. So real quick, Kali, so if you go into my link tree, it's in the chat. It's also in the description. And you can start with learning stuff for free on my YouTube channel and my free Discord and stuff. And then when you're ready to actually learn, you can go through my course. It's everything you need to know to trade this style. So you can go in here. The full course, it literally goes through everything, even like what type of computer you can use. Psychology, everything expands out. It's very comprehensive. So I'd say just go through the course. I mean, that's the best thing to do. And then you can learn in real time while you're in it, because I post all my chart updates throughout the session. You can see them all in here. So you can kind of follow along in real time. You can ask questions in the Discord. It's very comprehensive. Okay, so there's the third entry right there. So now what we're looking for is, are we going to get some sort of a nice little higher low right off of the channel? That's what we want to see here to really confirm this move. Now let me just make sure that I don't have this very slightly wrong. All right, that's probably right. You can see that there, that trend line holding. So let's see if we get a nice little higher low here. Because now we have a first entry, second entry failure. It moved to a new low. Now, if we get a higher low, that would be a nice little setup. Kali, good, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'll look forward to seeing you in there. Once you join the community, it's in the description. It's also in that link tree. Once you join, you'll get a DM from me that sends you a link to the video to watch, and then it will ask you for your Discord information, so that once you join the free Discord, I can add you to the premium section of Discord. So that'll all be in there. All right, so then here we go. This thing could form a higher low here. It could, but let's see. Thanks everybody for liking and subscribing and getting us to our stream goals. I'm probably going to wrap up the stream pretty soon. Probably wrap it up pretty soon. But if we get to 5,010 subscribers, we'll do one final celebration just because it's awesome. Just because, just for everybody here. Just to give you your third of the day. We haven't done 3 in a day, I don't think, before. We might have. I don't know. I don't remember. But let's see. All right, so. And I don't think that you want to argue for there to be a wider channel here. It doesn't seem to fit in any which way that you can draw it. If you did, you would have a close outside again. So I just don't see a way of drawing another channel there. So let's see if we get a nice little higher low type of setup here, which we might not, but we'll wait and see. All right, let me see. My Discord link? Well, I don't really know. Did you try the link tree? Here. It's just in there. I mean, there's no... yeah, just in there. Here, I can copy the actual link and send it. That makes it easier. But it doesn't really change. There you go. And we got spam bots and stuff in there to stop people. So anybody who tries to spam will just get pretty much banned. And then there are scammers that always show up who pretend to be me, which is annoying. But I have disclaimers. You'll get a disclaimer as soon as you join. You got to accept the rules to get access to the actual server. And just because we've dealt with so many spammers. I even had to ban it from anybody being able to use the everyone or here functions because we were getting spammers who were constantly shilling ridiculous things. But the group is great, and it's a good resource. All right. So we still don't have a higher low. Now it's looking congested, unfortunately. So I just don't know if it's really going to set up for us, fam. I was hoping that we could catch a nice little long trade at the end of the stream, but at this point, it's starting to look pretty congested. So it's just risky to take a trade here. Would have been nice to get a little long, but I just don't think it's going to happen for us here. Nice. DOS keeping it funky. Keeping it funky. Let me know, Shelly, if that worked for you. Let me know. And Kali, let me know if you have any questions as you're going in. I think I see you just joined, Shelly. There you go. I see you in there. All right, cool. Yep, spam cans. Spam cans for the win. We only need 2 more subscribers to hit our secondary goal of 5010. 5010, 5,010 subscribers. So if we get 2 more subscribers, we'll do one final celebration. But I gotta wrap up soon, so it'll be a race to the finish here because I gotta head out. I've been streaming now for over 2 hours, so I need to call it. So I don't see first entry. Yeah, it's just two sideways there, but that's all good. Yeah, Shelly, for sure. And if you have questions, you can always ask in the Discord. And again, I got a bunch of free resources on my YouTube channel. I got a free course on there that's like 4 hours long that has actual sections from my paid course. But really the good stuff is in the paid community, and that's all linked in the link tree. It's in the description of the video, and that's my school community, and that's only $99 a month. That's where everything is if you really want to learn the system. So, so definitely check that out. It was awesome yesterday. We actually had a couple of people who joined the paid school community while we were on stream. So that was awesome. And then we had our Wednesday call, which was recorded. So you can check that out in there once you join. And they were able to join the Wednesday call right after. And we had like a little over an hour long Zoom call where we did a bunch of training and went through a bunch of different things. And that's all recorded and in there. So if anybody joins, you can still watch that because it's always recorded after. So this is a break of this channel. We didn't get a higher low. So now we broke through and we're bouncing off of the previous range high. So we'll see if we actually bounce here. Now for me, I would still be thinking we might get a new high here, but you have to consider one thing. If I pull this channel back down to where it was, it's possible that this is all an overshoot. So you do have to be aware of that because I had to keep on moving this channel higher to make it all fit. So it's possible that that's an overshoot. You do have to be careful, but let's wait and see what we get here. Again, I got to go in a minute, but I'm going to give it maybe another minute or two to get those last couple subscribers. And we'll see. If not, though, it's been an amazing stream. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you all. Whoops. Didn't mean to open that. Oh, we got one more subscriber. We only need one more to hit our final goal. I also have a question from someone in the paid community, so I'm going to see if he wants me to respond to it on stream. So let me just see. We'll see if he asks. We'll see if he asks. I got someone in the paid community message me on Discord and asked, hold on, dog's whining. Chill out, Vinny. We'll be out. We're going to go out in a minute. We're going to go out in a minute after the stream. We're going to go for a long walk, okay? You just got to be patient. He's getting restless. He's getting restless. He's ready. He said, Dad, put on the weighted vest. Get the steel mace. Let's go. That's what he's waiting for. He's waiting for that. So we got the close outside here. We'll see. Yeah, my dog's name is Vinny. In case anybody's wondering. He's a good boy. Are you a good boy? Alright. I'm getting delirious, fam. I'm over here talking to my dog while I'm on stream. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm getting delirious. He's getting delirious. I've been streaming for too long. Alright. I think I'm going to wrap up here, fam. We're missing our final goal by 1 subscriber. I was trying to hold out, but I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see the final subscriber. Our concurrent viewers has dropped. I think everybody who's here must be subscribed already. Unk is losing it. He's losing steam, fam. It's getting hot in here. I need to open the door so I can get the air conditioning blowing in here. I'm getting hot. Sweating out here. Starting to sweat. What's going on? Unk. Just total unk problems. These are unk problems. Let's see. Alright. Alright, so Jacoby, I don't think Jacoby's in the stream because he was messaging me on Discord. So if he does, I'll just respond to him after in the paid community. So no big deal. No big deal. No big deal. Alright. We are still bouncing off this level, so there is something appealing there. But you can't take a trade off that. Like, it's probably going to... I mean, this thing's probably going to get flattened here. that might be it for a little while. And we might not see a push back up until later in the day when you get that afternoon vibes. But hey, thanks everybody for being here. Thanks everybody for being here. It's always good vibes. I appreciate you all. We're going to call it. We're going to call it here. But thanks for being here. Thanks for liking the stream. If anybody wants to give us a last minute subscribe, I'm going to count down. I'm going to count down here from 10, and then I'm going to end the stream like a minute later just because there's a lag. So we're going to go. We're going to do the final countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final subscribe. This is your last opportunity. This is your last opportunity. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate you all. Thank you. And I'll be back same time tomorrow. I'll get the stream scheduled as soon as this one is over. And that way you can put your alerts on and everything. And tomorrow will be the Friday stream, which is always a good time. So anyway,